Oh, a new update came out. Huh. Wonder what they did with this update. Overhauled several shadow skins. Base? Wait a minute. I thought he was fully updated. What happened? I mean, surely he can't be that different now, can he? What else could they have done to make him better? I mean, it's not very clear or as to Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Memdigger. I just wanted to talk today about the new shadow model. I don't care about the rest of the update. I'm not gonna talk about that stuff. I'm just gonna talk about the new shadow model, because I'm obsessed. So, first of all, this new model is insane. This is absolutely one of the best shadow models I've seen from official media. It's like they looked at the official, like, shadow model for, like, mainline games, and they were like, yeah, we could do better. And then they just came out with this masterpiece. I love it. They did amazing with this model. They also added so many new details with the shoes, with it sort of being worn off a little bit. It looks so nice, and it's so highly detailed. I mean, they already had a really good shadow model. They had this. This was fine. It was pretty good for what it was. I wouldn't say it was, like, entirely highly detailed, but it was an amazing model already. Like, they really didn't need to do what they did, but they did, and it looks amazing. I've always liked this shadow model too, mainly because it kind of reminds me of the model used in Shadow Generation's Dark Beginnings. I love that model too, and it honestly gives a good vibe. I love it. But this new model, I mean, I'm at a loss for words here. I mean, clearly I'm not. I've been saying stuff this whole time, but it looks really good. It looks unique. It looks new. It fits the art style. Kind of. I'd say maybe it doesn't fit the art style. I don't know. I don't know what standards, but it's a new model and it looks amazing. They should honestly use this for mainline Sonic games now. I mean it. Like, yeah, it needs to be done. It has to. I mean, not to mention the small details with the fur on the quills and everything. It just looks amazing all around. And to make things even better, the boost animation is sped up. Holy crap, these guys knew what they were doing. I mean, they absolutely knocked it out of the park with this new model. Let's see what this looks like. Oh my gosh! Shadow actually has aura on his rail grind animation. It's not the weird just standing there animation anymore. He's actually being awesome, like Shadow. He actually looks like he's locked in while he's rail grinding. This is insane. But what about the adventure models? I mean, it said that they were overhauled as well, so what could possibly be different about them than from this? I mean, surely there can't be that much of a difference, right? I mean, okay, if you didn't know already, Adventure Shadow in his original game, Sonic Adventure 2, had a bit of a difference between him and his modern model, and it's particularly in the detail of his eyebrows. You see, Shadow's new, more modern eyebrows tend to curve a bit more like this. Meanwhile, Adventure Shadow has a more direct curve in the middle. And in Sonic Speed Simulator, the Adventure skins for Shadow now have that same curve that he did in its Sonic Adventure 2. This attention to detail is insane. I mean, both of these models look amazing as they are. They absolutely knocked it out of the park with the attention to detail here. They just knew exactly what they were doing, and they knew what the fans wanted to hear. However, as everything is in the Sonic franchise, it isn't perfect. So, enough of the glaze. I'm going to tell you the positives and the negatives of these models, and the changes that they made. And to do so, I'm also gonna turn off friends and trails. That way you can see the model a little bit better. Let's start off with the positives, shall we? But yeah, I don't really have too much complaints with the new Shadow model on Modern Shadow. Most of his details look nice. I love the new detail on the mouth. It just looks so clean. I'm paying attention to his mouth. Not to mention the new big chest hairs are a nice change of pace. It really gives him some more personality, I feel like, instead of having the teeny tiny ones. I mean, the new details on the shoes are amazing. I love the details on his head. There's just so much to say about this. I don't even know if I have time to say all of them in this video. One last positive positive, the new eyes are really good. I like the way that they pulled off the new eyes. They actually smooth nicely into the muzzle here, and that's been a problem for a while, I've heard. And honestly, I kind of agree with the idea that it needs a new eye silhouette. So I think it's really nice that they made it so his eyes go smoothly into his muzzle, because it fits so much nicer. It just looks so much more clean, and I love it. But yeah, his eyes are really great, but I do have one problem with that, and I will state them in the negatives a little bit later in the video. For the positives with the Adventure Shadow model, there's everything that was good about the new Modern Shadow model. All the detail is really nice and everything. I love the way the color behaves on him too. It's just so much more accurate to the way the shadow looked in Sonic Adventure 2, and it's just really nice. Not to mention the darker color on his muzzle and his ears are really nice too, and also make it more accurate to the way he was in Sonic Adventure 2. You can especially see this in his 2D art for Sonic Adventure 2. The color of his muzzle and his ears are just a little bit darker than Sonic's in that game, and I think it's nice that they added that detail here. It really does serve both fans of Modern Shadow and Adventure Shadow, because it gives both parties what they want, and I think Sonic could keep doing that. The only big negative I have with Modern Shadow is his eyes. There's only one issue I take with his eyes, and it's a very small one at that. There's not really much to say here about it, but I will say that his eyes do look a little whack from the front. You want to know why? It's because it seems to pop out of his head. I mean, it looks like his eyeball is outside of his head a bit. It's like a freaking cartoon when they're looking surprised, but he's always like just stuck like that. This is also kind of an issue with some other models, I want to say. I feel like this is kind of given a familiar vibe. I'm not going to name off the other models that do this, but it does look a little bit off, if you ask me. It's not a huge problem with a standalone model, I wouldn't say, but it is kind of a problem when you look at the older model. You see, this older model, from the front, his eyes actually look really clean. It doesn't seem to pop out of his head like that. It just looks nice and smooth. It looks like his eyes are in the front of his face, as they should be. Yeah, that's the only downgrade with this new model, but everything else looks absolutely amazing. Now for the negatives with Adventure Shadow, and this is the one that I especially have a problem with, and you'll see why. First of all, let's just cover this part here. This is the animation that goes between his fastest animation and his slower animation. You'll notice it's the one that's used on the Modern Shadow skins. Yeah, I don't entirely have a problem with this. I mean, it does kind of have an accurate speed with Adventure 2 Shadow's animation. When he's going slower, he does skate slower in that game, and it's honestly kind of relatively the same speed too. Okay, yeah, this is what his in-between animation kind of looked like here. I honestly think this one was kind of better at the time, because you only ever see it for a split second before he starts going full speed in this game. So it honestly looks more like he's starting up his skating before he goes full speed. And I honestly think that that looks a bit better. But that's very minor compared to what I'm about to say next. This part is probably the worst part of this new update with these models, and you'll show you in a sec here. They slowed down his animation. Why would you do this? His animation being crazy and fast was the entire point of his animations in Sonic Adventure 2. Why would you slow down the animation on the Adventure skin specifically? Not to mention, it doesn't make it any better when his boost animation is still slow. You guys literally did what we wanted with the Modern Shadow design, but not with the Adventure Shadow design. Okay, for those of you who didn't know already, this animation was much faster before. What character can I use to demonstrate this? Oh right, the Android Shadows. Because they're neglected as heck. I mean, that's still the old weird looking model. But yeah, this is what the animation used to look like. Much better. Now that pause in the middle was a bit weird, but at least it's faster. I mean, this animation kind of got the point more than the newer animation did. The only thing the newer one did good is smooth out the animation. Then again, I could be wrong there too. Nope, it's not smoother. Yeah, this is such a horrible idea here. I don't see why they did this. They should have kept it the same speed and then made the boost animation even more crazy fast to kind of emulate that fast animation, that crazy animation that was in Sonic Adventure 2. I mean, honestly, this older animation that I showed earlier isn't even as fast as the speed that you would usually see in Sonic Adventure 2 when he's skating fast. Yeah, this is the biggest gripe I have with these new models. One more thing to mention, on his race suit skins, it looks pretty great. It has the adventure shadow animation, which makes more sense to be honest, but the only thing is the shoes still look a little bit off. I don't know, they just kind of look a bit small. I mean, this might just be me. Some people might like the smaller shoes, but with the way that his shoes look now, with them being a lot bigger, it kind of looks just a little bit off now with the smaller shoes, but that's a minor detail. And then of course, there's one more thing to mention about both of them, and it's something that you wouldn't normally expect. Where the heck did his footstep sounds go? Where are his skating sounds? Okay, if you don't know what I'm talking about, then allow me to demonstrate here. Here's what he originally sounded like. Here's what he sounds like now. Since when did anyone have a problem with any of the sounds that he made? I'm hoping that this is just a temporary thing and that they're actively working on newer sounds for him or something, or they just haven't put him on it yet, but this is kind of a bit of a concern for me. I don't know. I don't see why they would want to remove any of the sounds for him. It honestly doesn't make any sense to me. So, before I go, what are some things that we can do to improve on the mistakes that are made by this new shadow model? In terms of the eye thing, I don't think it's really too bad. It's honestly a very minor detail, and I could probably get over it. It looks okay, honestly. If they really want to put in the work, maybe just give it a little bit of an adjustment. Adjust it just a little bit so that the eyes kind of look like they're inside of his head again. That's all I really have to say there. In terms of the sounds, just bring them back. Maybe even have some skating sound on the transitional animation that comes in the middle, because before it was just more footstep sounds, which is kind of confusing. That's about all with the sounds part. With Adventure Shadow, of course, I have a lot more to say about him. Just maybe bring back the transitional animation from before. Maybe. I mean, that's not really a big of a deal. It's kind of just an opinion thing at that point. With his full speed skating animation, definitely speed it up. Again, it was the entire point of Sonic Adventure 2's animation that it was fast and crazy. So if I'm gonna get a skin that's based off of him from that adventure game, I'm gonna want his skating animations to be fast and crazy, because that's simply just more faithful to the game. The slower animations look way more off, if you ask me, so just if you could speed up the animation on it, that would be great. I'd just be fine with it being the same speed as it was before. And then of course, maybe speed up the boosting animation to an even faster speed as well. That way we can really get that effect of him trying to skate even faster than he already is. In terms of the race suit skins and the way their shoes look, maybe if these guys wanted to put in the effort, then maybe update his shoes to look more like the way the shoes look now. I mean, with the way that these shoes are modeled, it can't really be that much more complicated than a retexturing and then just put it on the model. I don't know. I mean, these guys have been making these amazing models for so long, they can't imagine the retexturing a shoe that you already have a model for and then just putting it on an existing skin is really that big of a deal compared to the things that they do all the time. But then again, I could be wrong. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about these new models. I would like to still say that these are still amazing models, and I honestly think they did really well with them. Just need it on my boy Doom Shadow. But I did have some opinions that I wanted to share, so I thought I'd post this video about it. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure to like the video, maybe subscribe if you want to see more from me, and If you want to see more videos like this, then comment down below, or let me know. Also, if you guys disagree with any of the points I made, then feel free to comment about that as well. Just don't be a jerk. I mean, like, this is a Twitter, guys, come on. Real talk, though, do share your opinions on it in the comments below. I'm willing to admit that my opinions on some of these things aren't necessarily facts, so I'm willing to hear you out, and I'd love to see what you guys have to say about this. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.